Hi, boys and girls. Today we're going to find the prime factorization of a set of numbers using subsequent division, or in elementary school you called it monkey division. The first step that needs to happen is you need to write your checklist at the top of the screen, okay, or at the top of the paper, excuse me. So that's 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23. Those numbers are going to help you to stay organized, and it's going to help you start with the smallest prime number and work your way forward. The first number we are going to work with is 300. Since 300 ends in a 0, we're able to start with 2. So in your calculator, you can do 300 divided by 2 and get 150. All right, 150 ends in a 0, so that tells us we can use 2 again. All right, 150 divided by 2 is 75. 75 does not end in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8, so 2 we can no longer use. So I am going to put a little check over the number 2. I am going to now use the number 3. 75 divided by 3 in my calculator does give me a whole number answer, so 3 is absolutely fine to use. So 75 divided by 3 is 25. Oops, excuse me, is 25. All right, if I do 25 divided by 3 in my calculator, I'm going to get a decimal answer, which does not work for me. So I'm going to check 3 off of my list and now move on to 5. 25 divided by 5 was 5. And then 25 divided by 5 again is 1. Please remember, when you get to the number 1, that means you need to stop, because you have made your way through the process. So what you now need to do is take all the numbers that are on the outside of the problem and write them in exponential form. So what I have going on here for my prime factorization is 2 squared, because I have 2 2's over here, times 3 to the first, because I only have 1 3, times 5 squared. Okay, and that is your final answer. The next problem we're going to look at is the prime factorization of 125. So let me just straighten this up a little bit here, clean off my checklist for you, and let's start again. So if we look, 125 does not end in a 0, a 2, a 4, a 6, or an 8, which means automatically we cannot work with 2. So then we need to try the next smallest number, which is 3. So if you want, you can even take out your calculator like Mrs. Ness has done here, do 125 divided by 3. And because we wind up with a decimal answer, that means 3 doesn't work for us. So we can check that off our list as well. So remember, it's okay if you don't use 2 or 3. You might have to start with a 5 or a 7, but you always have to check all your numbers before you just start with something in the middle. 125 divided by 5 is 25. Since 25 ends in a 5, I know I can use 5 again. 25 divided by 5 is 5. 5 divided by itself is 1. Remember, when we get to 1, we stop. Okay, and then we use the numbers on the outside of the problem to make our final answer. So our final answer for the prime factorization of 125 would be 5. PF equals 5 cubed, because I see 3 5s, so that's why my exponent is a 3. Remember, if you have any questions, come in and see me or send me an email. Thanks, guys.